Hey, how's it going? I'm Diego, and today I'm going to be diving into something that caught my attention while I was scrolling through YouTube. I came across this video featuring two very talented musicians, and I was instantly captivated by their performance. But as amazing as their playing was, their audio, well, it had some room for improvement, and it got me thinking, could I maybe improve this? So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and just walk you through exactly what I did to the audio. I'm going to show you my process, my workflow, my tools, and show you what I did to make it better. So this is the video that I was talking about. This is the original audio that I took directly from that YouTube video. As you can tell, there's a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to volume and stuff like that. So every single one of these waveforms in the middle, this is all of my processing that I did. So I rendered it at every step of the way. And then this green one, this is the final version. This is my waveform after processing, and we'll be flipping back and forth to it. So the first thing I ended up focusing on was trying to control the resonances and the reverb, as well as trying to remove some of that noise that was in the video. So after I did that, this is how it sounded. Can't count the years overhead, now we've been together. I need the other one to hold you and make you feel better. It obviously brought up some level. There's a balance when it comes to removing noise and reverb from a recording. You don't want to make it sound unnatural. And then the next thing I focused on was EQing. I increased the top end. I removed some of that side information from the very top. I also created a dip there because it was too muddy. And this is how that sounds. Because I did increase some frequencies, some resonances and unwanted frequencies started popping up that I didn't like. So I started using plugins like Rezo, and I started EQing just a little bit more. Rezo is an AI plugin that actually finds resonances for you. Just engage the targets. I also use Soothe too. This plugin also removes resonances just a little bit more spectrally. And then after that, looks like I ended up using Ozone Stabilizer and Clarity to add some of those frequencies back. These are the settings that I used. I'm going to flip back and forth between these now. This is going to be with Soothe, Rezo, Ozone Stabilizer, and Ozone Clarity. Once I recovered some of the good frequencies that I needed back in the recording, and I removed some of those resonant frequencies, I moved on to the stage where I wanted to balance the waveform. I created some volume automation so I could raise up some of the verses. I also used 2 instances of upwards compression. When I started using upwards compression, it brought up some of that noise floor. So that's why I used X Noise by Waves. I ended up getting a noise profile, and it had to finesse the threshold and the reduction parameters. But eventually I ended up removing some of that noise that I didn't want in the recording. After I wanted to saturate the audio, so I ended up using different types of saturation in very small increments. I added some saturation with Bass XL. I wanted to beef up that low end for the guitar because I knew that I removed most of it when I was removing some of those harsh frequencies and when I was trying to restore the audio. I also added some mid saturation. I used Ozone Exciter for that. In the mids, looks like it's a lot here, but look, it's only 0.1 as the amount, and 3, even though the mix is all the way up. Same thing with the top end. My advice when adding saturation is using the delta. Use the delta as a way to see how much saturation actually you're putting into the track. That's what that button is there for. So using all of that saturation made it a little bit harsh. So I had to reduce some of that harshness that I introduced because of the saturation. So I used Ozone Spectral Shaper to remove some of that harshness. Then after that, it looks like I did some manual volume automation again. It looks like I just wanted to fix some of the dynamics. I reduced the intro a little bit. That made the dynamics of the entire song as a whole to feel more like a song that increased and decreased in volume. So then after that, it looks like I also did some side spectral shaping as well. Looks like it was still a little bit too sharp for me. So I ended up removing some more harshness. I'm going to go ahead and play that for you. After that, it looks like I started compressing. So I compressed the mid channel, I compressed the side channel. I used Ozone Dynamics. I split the compressor into a multi-band compressor. Looks like on this one, I did the sides as well. I did some mid-side clipping. For that, I used BX Clipper just a little bit, not too much. Reduced the ceiling by -3.1. So from here, we jump to a waveform from Spectral Layers, and there's definitely a difference. So Spectral Layers is an external audio editor, which allows you to split the audio signal into mid, sides. It has so many capabilities. I definitely recommend it. It allows you to go deeper into your audio more than what I can do with like FL Studio's Edison. So I ended up fixing the mids. I ended up fixing the sides inside of Spectral Layers. I also ended up splitting the song into stems. So I did a guitar and then I also did the vocal and I started working on it that way. I balanced the guitar and the vocal. Sometimes the guitar was playing a little bit too loud. I ended up automating the volume of the vocal and at times also automating the volume of the guitar so that it doesn't cover the vocal. At this point, the whole audio transformation is coming together. It sounds a lot better. It sounds more balanced. You can hear the singer, you can hear the guitar. Overall, it sounds good. There was a few other things that I just wasn't happy with. I ended up adding TDR's ultrasonic, which is just a high pass filter. Because of all of the saturation, I ended up introducing some harmonics that was going back into the audio. I wanted to tame that just a little bit, so I ended up adding TDR's ultrasonic. It looks like I also did some clipping inside of RX, and this is where we get to our final version. So both of these audio files are actually loudness matched. There's not a difference in level. So let's go ahead and flip back and forth. So this is the original, and then this is the loudness matched one that I'm going to play afterward. And that's going to be it. That's all the audio processing that I ended up doing for this particular audio file. Again, I was impressed by these two very talented musicians, and I wanted to see if I can help them make this audio file a little bit better. If they end up seeing this video, send me a message. I'll send you this audio file and you can put this one up for your YouTube channel. Who knows? It's all subjective. If I did something wrong, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just finish playing this song, and I'm going to be flipping back and forth from the purple, which is the original, and the green one, which is mine. Alrighty, so here we go.